Yo, 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 yo. What up, people? What up, people? What up, peeps? We back with another one, man. Welcome back to another edition of Mike on Sports. I am your host. I go by the name of Mike Gross, man. Big ups to that 501 and that 317, man. I'm telling you guys, I'm feeling good today, baby. So we back in the building back to back like Michael Jordan. I might do a three-peat. Tonight, man. Who knows? Back with some more boxing talk, man. Make sure you guys, when you're coming in on the stream, smash that thumbs up button. Tell a friend and tell a friend about Mike on Sports. Like the channel, subscribe to the channel, and share the channel with everybody out there, man, that you know who loves boxing. And let's build this Mike on Sports boxing community up, man. Let's go ahead and bro, you know what, man? I was sitting back watching all the little things happen, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really, you know what I'm saying, done much today, you know what I'm saying? But I've been chilling a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Big ups to my boy Aaron Cantu over there on Fight Hype. Me and him had a couple, you know what I'm saying, games of that Madden. You know your boy, hey man, what can I say, man? Anybody out there want some of that Madden smoke, man, just let me know. I whoop ass in Madden. I don't take no prisoners. I don't take no guilt. You know what I'm saying? We putting our foot on your goddamn neck. With that being said, check out my Madden games on my channel. You guys can check out my Resident Evil games on my channel. And once the ban is lifted, please believe that the national not national, the North American Rugby Ambassador will be back uploading videos of me doing rugby reactions. Probably going to cut it back to like once a week, but I want to give my people out there who subscribe to my channel based off that a good video once a week. So just going through the motions right now, but let's go ahead and get right on into it, man. It looks like I got some bad news for all my UK people out there. And look, it might not only be the UK people. It might be people who want to go to concerts and people who want to go to these sporting events as a whole, because I did hear that that in some cases artists, performers, and things like that might not be able to do a live show with a capacity crowd until like 2021. So we're gonna see how all this plays out. But right now we sticking to the UK, and we sticking to boxing. And when you're talking about UK and you're talking about boxing, you can't look past this one guy, and he goes by the name of Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn says that it may be out of his control, but he might have to, like, once this ban is lifted, he may have to start planning on taking cards out of the UK, big fight cards out of the UK, because he's not sure how the government and the public health are going to regulate big time sporting events. Are they going to let capacity crowds in, or are they not? But let me go ahead and get y'all to the particulars of the story right quick. Let's start from the top. We all know that cards planned in numerous countries have been derailed due to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. I hate when it seems like every damn story is started like that, bro. We know. One thing you got to say, due to the ongoing pandemic, this is what is being talked about. But anyway, back to the story. Specifically, big UK events like Dillian White versus Alexander Povetkin, Chisora versus Alexander Usyk, and Anthony Joshua versus Kubrat Pulev were also scheduled to take place in the next 2 months, and all have postponed. 2 of the 3 are being targeted for tentative dates in July. And here are the quotes coming from the man himself, Edward Hearn. The story goes on to say, But if the British Boxing Board of Control and local government extend the ban on mass gatherings, Hearn could be forced to take the show on the road. And like I said, that just doesn't go for boxing shows. That goes for concerts, events, fairs, just anywhere like Six Flag theme parks. I'm saying anywhere that there's like a big number of people. I'm not I'm with this story. Like I'm not sure if they're going to allow these people to do big time mass gatherings like they normally would. Edward says, I was due to have a show in Saudi Arabia in the first week of July. That is unlikely now. I do think everywhere will be different. I don't think all global governments are going to get together and say something like from July 1, sport worldwide is allowed. Some sports will start a lot sooner in some countries than others, and Saudi could be one of those countries that gets on top of it sooner, Hearn told the Daily Mail. So big ups to Daily Mail for the story. We need to put these fights on somewhere, whether they are British fights, our prospects, world title fights, or pay-per-view fights. Ideally, we would want them where we schedule them, but I would not rule out bigger fights going international. Now, I don't know. Now we're gonna talk about Saudi Arabia right quick. If I'm doing business and I know that you want to bring a fight here because you can't necessarily put it on, then the site fees and the money that would have been allocated if everything was normal might be a little slightly, you know what I'm saying, or more than slightly less than it would have been if things were normal. So we have to take that into consideration. Like it's all about business at the end of the day and what you can negotiate. And if Eddie can negotiate people coming over to Saudi Arabia, like I don't even know if that's going to be allowed either. Like, is the UK going to allow people to travel to Saudi Arabia and travel back? We don't know how that coronavirus is. How that may affect people, you know what I'm saying? Like people couldn't, like, you can be asymptomatic and not show symptoms, you know what I'm saying? So everybody deals with the virus differently. So it's going to be very, very hectic, and we're going to have to see if Saudi Arabia allows people to come in. Like maybe they are having a good go at this coronavirus, and they don't want their populations to start getting infected and start to like spiking up. Hearn goes on to say, boxing is dangerous. You need to have access to doctors. You need to be able to take people to the hospital for emergency treatment. And right now that would be too selfish because the NHS have enough on their plate without fighters coming in. Right now, do people really want to see people punching each other in the face? We don't think people want to see people getting hurt at the minute. Hopefully, people will love and appreciate the art of boxing very soon. But right now, it just does not seem right. I don't agree with that last part. I think if you get people are in the house bored out their mind, tired of watching Netflix, tired of watching movies, tired of watching Amazon Prime, tired of watching Disney Plus, tired of watching YouTube. And if you give them a live sporting event that is a slobber knocker, in the words of the old JR from wrestling, then I'm pretty sure that they will appreciate that, and they will show you a lot of love, you know what I'm saying, and show those fighters a lot of love too, and remember those fighters for being able to put on a event during this tough time. But that's it for Edward Hearn, you know what I'm saying. We done with Eddie today. Now moving on to another story that I want to talk about. A story that I've been, man, I'm telling you guys, I've been talking about this fight forever. And it seems like, I don't know if the boxing guys heard me. I don't know what, but everybody wants it seems like there's a lot of Canelo guys out there who really not pushing for this fight. Who this fight hasn't been on their tongues as much. I'm not talking about Jamal Charlo or Demetrius Andre. No, I'm not talking about them at all. Canelo is campaigning at Canelo is campaigning at 168. So with that being said, he's campaigning at 168. I'm not a big fan of the Billy Joe Saunders fight. I know it's a boxing tactical match. It's a good fight. You know what I'm saying? But it's not something that I was just, oh wow, I gotta, nah, man. You know, I'm going to tune in, but it's not like it ain't got that same kind of excitement. Move back. And Callum Smith, he's a good fighter. I probably would have preferred that a little bit more, but after seeing him struggle against John Ryder, I mean, he may need to go back to the drawing board. Canelo style might be a little bit too much for him. If John Ryder was able to get in on the inside like that, Canelo was going to have a field day. So that only leaves Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant, he's a good fighter. He's a damn good fighter. I think he might give Canelo a more difficult fight than Billy Joe Saunders and Callum Smith. But the guy that I wanted to see Canelo get matched up with at 168, El Bandero, David Benavidez, man. And I seen a story on Boxing Scene that David Benavidez said that a fight with him and Canelo would be explosive. And my brother, I would agree with you. But you ain't really been hearing a lot of rumblings about David Benavidez from the Canelo camp. We all know Canelo works good with the WBC. We all know the WBC title means a lot to Canelo, so why not go against a guy who has the WBC at your weight class now? 168, David Benavidez. Or is it because you see something? Why not give David the same chance Floyd Mayweather gave you? David ain't number 23. He a youngin. Maybe 24th. He's still youngin. He a young one. Give him the same chance that Floyd gave you. Let him build his name up like Floyd let you build your name up. We all know that this young brother is a bad man. At 168. You see how he did Anthony Darrell? You could have built off that. Man, I'm telling you guys right now, and I go back to this story a lot. Every time I talk about this guy. When I was in Dallas, Texas at the Earl Spence Mikey Garcia fight, and he was on the co-main event, when he came out, the motherfuckers went ape shit for David Benavidez. They went ape shit for this young man. And there's something, man, that I want to see, bruh. There's something that has to happen. Why are you pussyfooting around at 168? Go out to El Bandero. Man, let's get to the story, man, and give you guys some particulars on what I'm talking about, man. Because you guys think I'm just out here, I'm crazy or something. No, I ain't crazy, man. I just like to see good fights. I want to see good matchups. And that's a damn good matchup. Let me see what we got. Screen share. There we go. Yeah, let's get to the story right quick. Bam. David Benavidez, a fight with me and Canelo would be explosive. Boom, 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 boom. Like little boom booms going off, you know what I'm saying? David Benavidez was originally scheduled to have a homecoming fight on April 18th that have been since canceled due to Corona. We know it. During a Reddit Ask Me Anything session with fans, Benavidez says he was unhappy with matchmaking after such a dominant crown-clinching performance against Anthony Darrell in September, and feels like he should have been offered a tougher test than the number 15 WBC ranked 36-year-old Colombian. You know, and this coming from These quotes right here are coming from David Benavidez, and big ups to Reddit session with fans. Ask me anything. I never heard of that, but boy, it just, man, it's amazing how you can get information from so many different platforms and places now, because people just do what they want to do. Like, people go out here, and if I don't want to be on your platform, I ain't got to. I want to be on my homie, on my man's platform. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that. You know, I wasn't happy with the matchmaking. I really wasn't. But because I had 3 other fighters pull out, we had to go on with him. Originally, it was a number 1 with Turkish guy Aveni Yildirim. Then he got injured, and 2 fighters pulled out after that. So that's why we landed on Romero, Alexis Angulo. Angulo, 26-1, 20 KOs, a former world title challenger whose long career loss came to Gilberto Ramirez in 2018 by unanimous decision. He would have been coming off a surprising split decision and win over undefeated prospect Anthony Sims Jr. and Jr. That's the guy that beat Anthony Sims Jr. Damn, I wish I know he only lost to Gilberto Ramirez back then. I would have put some money on him. If Benavidez had his way, in addition to IBF champ Caleb Plant, he would challenge boxing's biggest breadwinner and one of his pound-for-pound best and fellow countrymen and secondary 168-pound WBA titleist Canelo Alvarez. Benavidez says, I feel like a fight with Canelo would be explosive, fan-friendly fight. We are both brawlers, Mexican fighters. My advantage is that I'm taller, have longer reach. I feel like this is one of my big opportunities to show the world who I am. So I don't feel like this means as much to him as it does to me. And he could be right about that. But I think the fact that it's Mexican on Mexican, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of that pride. I know people got behind Chavez Jr. because he was a son of a legend, but I'm telling you guys right now, I think, man, I know that Benavidez is better than Chavez. I know that for a fact. And this is a fight that if Canelo's going to hang around at 168, this is a fight that has to happen. This is a fight that has to happen at 168 for Benavidez. I just hope that they don't put the restrictions on him that they did to Sergey Kovalev. Like, let this young man rehydrate and come in at whatever way he rehydrates to. But this is definitely a good fight. If you think this is a good fight, smash that thumbs up button. Leave me a comment in the comment section about this fight. And before we move on, don't forget to tell a friend about Mike on Sports and to help my channel grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You know what I'm saying? I really do appreciate everybody out there who's really been like supporting the channel, man, and just like supporting the overall movement, man. It really does mean a lot to me, man. But yeah, man. Our third and final topic of the day will be none other than, y'all must have forgot. No, man, we ain't forgot Roy. What up, Roy? I see you training with one of my favorite fighters in the world, man. And the question that I have for you guys out there, can Roy Jones Jr. really improve the fighting style of a Chris Eubank Jr.? Because Chris Eubank already got the heart. He got the dog. He got the chin. He got the willingness to be in a dog fight. But it needs to refine that skill a little bit. Is Roy Jones the man to refine that skill? Let's watch the video right quick before we get to those answers. You guys sit back, think about that question, and just let me play the video, and we'll get back to it right quick. Ooh, nice shot right there at the end. Very, very nice shot right there at the end by Chris Eubank Jr. Now the question is, can Roy Jones improve and refine some of the skills that Chris Eubank Jr. has? I absolutely believe he can. I know Jones Jr. don't have a great track record as a trainer. You know what I'm saying? A lot of his guys that he trained tend to lose. But I think a guy like Chris Eubank Jr. who understands, you know what I'm saying, the kind of fighter that he is, and I'm excited to see that he's really out here trying to get better. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely is listening to people now. I know back in the days it was widely known that he was training himself and Ronnie Davies, Robbie Davis, something like that. He was just there. You know what I'm saying? He was just there watching him train and holding the pads for him. But I'm glad to see that Chris Eubank Jr. is looking for different ways to improve on his ability. He's getting older, you know what I'm saying? And his career is tending to, you know what I'm saying, come to that point where he has to be a world champion sooner rather than later. He has not been able to capture that world title crown as of yet, but I still believe in him, man. I still believe that he has what it takes to be world champion. If you find a guy who works harder than Chris Eubank Jr., I'm telling you, man, you found you a guy that you should hit your fucking horse to. This guy is always in shape, never looks out of shape, always looks the part. He just has to refine some of that skill and become more coachable. You know what I'm saying? And I think working with Roy Jones Jr. definitely gonna get him in that right direction. But with that being said, man, this has been another edition of Mike on Sports. I am your host. I go by the name of Mike Gross. Don't forget, if you want support, you can by do so right there. Hit me on Cash App or PayPal. Once they approve my monetization, I can start getting like super chats and things like that. And yeah, man, we're just waiting on that because of the coronavirus. It's gonna take a little bit longer than normally expected. But until next time, yes sir, we got this thing.
Yeah!